Ward and Dame Blackburn on the front row. Richard Holmes Williams is third, followed by Sam Jones, Ross Humphreys and Mark Hardy are row 3. Keir Armstrong and Gaz Roberts are 7th and 8th. Nathan Jury behind them, and then Andrew Knight in 10th. Ben Riley and Ian Markovich are 11th and 12th. Sophie McGinn and William Hodgson are 13th and 14th. And then Leslie Noble on row 8 in 15th place. And they start to line up on the grid now. So on pole position is Pete Ward. And then Dame Blackburn alongside him. And they're just going to check who's where, because there's a bit of confusion about who's 5th, 7th and 9th. So they're just sort of reordering themselves for the start of this race. So we're all in the right order, the clerk's coming out. And the green flag comes up. And away they go. That's a good start for Pete Ward. He stays in the lead as they make their way around the first few corners. Ahead of Dame Blackburn, Sam Jones in 3rd, Richard Holmes Williams we think in 4th place. And Pete Ward coming under a bit of pressure actually from Dame Blackburn, the two of them out in front.
See such the open class again this weekend. You know, the 13 watts out again this weekend. It's brilliant to see the class is growing and growing and growing.
So they make their way down back straight. And it is Pete Ward in the lead ahead of 114 rather, which is Dame Blackburn. So they cross the line 3 attempts apart. And then it's Richard Holmes Williams ahead of Mark Hardy. Sam Jones lost a couple of places on that lap. Gaz Roberts is in 6th. And then Keir Armstrong in 7th where he started. Dame Blackburn actually with the fastest lap from the timings line. These are the front two. Pete Ward ahead of Dame Blackburn.
It's turned into a nice day, hasn't it?
The sun's come out and it is much better than it was this morning.
Absolutely gorgeous. I popped down to the paddock earlier on and I saw Richard Rice down the paddock walking his bike back, and he didn't even know he'd won it. I went, what happened there? What happened when he crossed the line? He's like, did I win? I went, yeah, just. He was like, yeah, get in. So they didn't know. As he crossed the line, it must have been that close.
On screen now is the battle for 6th place. You've got Gaz Roberts ahead of Keir Armstrong, and then Nathan Drury behind them. But the gap's starting to open up. So out up front, Pete Ward is ahead of Dame Blackburn. Still around about 3 tenths between the two of them. They're lapping 7 tenths quicker than Richard Holmes Williams, who's in 3rd. So this race is the Pit Bike Open and Honda's CRF 150s. Matt, so can you tell us, are they all Pit Bike Open or are there any?
No, you've got the CRF 150s, which are the modified motocross bikes, which the guys running out in front. You got Pete Ward, who just had a bit of a moment in the front end. You got Pete Ward, Dame Blackburn and Rich around the top 3 there on the CRF 150 modified motocross bikes, which again just lend themselves really well to motor conversion, and they're becoming really popular because of power and everything, and obviously because there are Hondas who are more reliability, but I know these are extremely highly tuned race engines, so they take a lot of maintenance and a lot of TLC. But these guys, we put this class down to guys who want to develop a bike, who want to actually work hard, build a proper race bike, and this is what these guys do. And then you've got the Pit Bike Opens. That's where Pete's just going around the back marker there. Sophie McGinn on the CRF 150. She got out of the way nicely there. But also you've got the Pit Bike Opens. You've got Nathan Jury, who looks like he's got a few problems on the back straight. He's pulling on paint. He's had a full day of mechanical issues this weekend. But you've got Ben Riley, who at the moment is running down in 10th on track. He's on a Pit Bike Open, so basically they can run anything up to 200cc on those, 4-valve heads, gas flow heads, you name it, kind of anything goes. And so again, it gives them a chance to develop the bike and actually work hard on the bike.
So we've just seen Nathan Drury pulling into the pits, obviously got a problem. Out in front, Pete Ward still leads now by around about a second from Dane Blackburn. Richard Holmes Williams is third. So 2 seconds is actually the gap now out in front, so Pete Ward pulling away. This is a good battle now for fourth place between Sam Jones and Mark Hardy. Sam Jones, I think, just about keeping ahead as they cross the line.
I think Dane's going to have to be careful because Rich isn't going to let him go, and he can't let off too much. That's Mark Hardy and Sam Jones at the moment. They're battling away for fourth and fifth. Yeah, Mark just seems to get past Sam.
Manages to hold the position round the back of the track. They come up to the Dell, so Mark Hardy is in fourth place ahead of Sam Jones. Quite a way back, but the gap out in front is quite big between the front three. And Sam Jones having a bit of a look, but not quite close enough. Although now he's going to be hoping to get away, and it looks as though Sam Jones might just be ahead.
Yeah.
So he's got back past.
He's got a bit more drive. Well, he's got the drive out of that hairpin. I think Mark ran a little bit wide coming out of there, and Sam just capitalised on a small mistake. Oh, and Sam's had a mistake there.
So Sam Jones losing 2 places to Mark Hardy and Gaz Roberts. So Gaz Roberts is now up into 5th place. And there again, Pete Ward's coming up past some back markers. That's Ben Riley, I think. And it's the last lap now, so Pete Ward with 3.6 seconds ahead of Dane Blackburn. And it looks like it will be quite a straightforward win, as long as he doesn't try too hard here. It comes round the back end of the track. Still a good battle going on for 4th place, but we'll stay with the leader. And the back marker gets out of the way nicely. So Pete there coming quite cleanly around onto the back straight. And having a quick look, but there's no one in sight. And he can take it easy now as he comes up towards the line.
Are we going to get a wheelie? We're going to get a wheelie?
There we go.
Little one.
So Pete Ward wins the race. Dane Blackburn manages to get second ahead of Richard Holmes Williams. And quite a big gap back now to Mark Hardy and Gaz Roberts. And Gaz Roberts is actually in front, in 4th place. Gaz Roberts has got past Mark Hardy. And across the line they go. Where did that come from Gaz Roberts to get up into 4th place? Mark Hardy 5th, Sam Jones in 6th, and then Keir Armstrong comes across the line in 7th.
See a lot of cement dust around the track. And with the incidents we've had today, it really down the straight. But no, with the incidents we've had today, there seems to be quite a bit of ore down the track. So it's on a lot of the corners a bit treacherous.
So up goes the green flag. And they're off. That's a brilliant start by Pete Ward. He keeps ahead of Dane Blackburn into 3rd. I think it's Sam Jones.
That was a cracking start for Sam. Managed to get hold of Richard.
So Richard Holmes Williams is in 4th. Then 5th is Gaz Roberts. So out in front, Pete Ward leads from
It's
Dane.
Mark Hardy that's not on the grid. Yeah, it's Mark Hardy. 5th bed rider from race 1. He's not started. Richard's managed to get past Sam. Richard's now in 3rd. So you've got Pete Ward in 1st place, Dane Blackburn in 2nd, Richard Williams in 3rd, and Sam Jones in 4th.
So there he is, number 32, Pesky, as they call him, Pete Ward, leading from Dwayne Blackburn across the line. So Richard Holmes Williams is up into 3rd now, ahead of Sam Jones. And then Gaz Roberts is in 5th place. With 6th is Keir Armstrong. The first pit bike open is Nathan Drury in 7th. And then Ross Humphreys 8th. In 9th position is Andrew Wright. Ben Riley is 10th, and Ian Markovich 11th. Ben Riley and Ian Markovich both in the pit bike open. So that's Gaz Roberts just ahead of Keir Armstrong. And behind them is the battle for 7th between Nathan Drury and Ross Humphreys. And I think that's Nathan Drury who's out in front of the two at the moment. Pete Ward leads, and he's just done a fastest lap of 48.7. And he's more than a second, about a second ahead of Dane Blackburn. There they are, race leaders in second place, Dane Blackburn.
And there's a bit of an off. That is bike number 212. That is Gaz Roberts. It looks like he did a bit of an off on the complex for the back straight.
Gaz Roberts, there's a yellow flag out there for him, but he's got going again, but lost several positions.
He's got the bike up and running again, and he's back underway.
And another fastest lap from Pete Ward. He's added another 2.5 tenths to his lead over Dane Blackburn out in front. So there you can see the 11 riders. So Pete Ward leads from Dane Blackburn, then Richard Holmes-Williams is 3rd, Sam Jones 4th, Ross Humphreys in 5th position, Nathan Drury is 6th, 7th, Keir Armstrong, he lost a position on that lap. Andrew Knight is in 8th, Ben Briley 9th, and Gaz Roberts, who had it off in 10th. So the leader there, and 2nd position going round the final corner. And Pete Ward sets another lap, not quite as quick as his previous one, but still 2.5 tenths clear. 3 tenths clear of Dane Blackburn. And he's building a lead steadily.
He's just chipping away, as you can see. 10th lap, 10th lap, 10th lap.
So a good battle at the moment for 6th position between Keir Armstrong and Nathan Drury. They've been swapping positions a few laps.
And Pete, he just looks so relaxed on the bike. It just makes it look completely effortless. I mean these things, they're not easy things to ride, so they're kicking out 30 horsepower, and it just makes it look so easy.
Doesn't appear to be struggling at all, so it's now lap 5, 2 laps to go, I think. Pete Ward still leading, but the real good battle at the moment is between Keir Armstrong and Nathan Drury. Although there's a few seconds between them there. So on your screens now is
That's bike number 78.
Andrew Knight.
He's actually on a 2-stroke
Oh!
Husqvarna. Oh, that was a big one.
That's Ben Riley, I think.
Ben Riley, yeah, the pit bike open bike.
But he's straight back on his bike and manages to get it going, but he's lost out there as he was battling with Andrew Knight.
We're saying bike number 78 in screen now. That's we allow up to 100cc 2-strokes in the open class, and I know for a fact there's quite a few 2-strokes being converted to supermoto. So I think if we get a decent 100cc, 110cc high temperature line, we allow it to 110cc.
So Andrew
2-strokes coming in. I think you're going to give the CRFs a run for the money.
So Andrew Knight's got past Nathan. He's still leaving the pit bike open, and then Gaz Roberts is in 9th. Gaz Roberts beat last, running Honda 150. So Pete Ward's crossed the line. He's now on his last lap, and that's Dane Blackburn on screen, getting past Ian Markovic, the back marker. It's about 2 seconds between them. We're looking at the 2nd place rider. There we go on your screen now. Pete Ward coming round the final few corners onto the back straight. And on the last lap, looking behind him, he knows that he's clear. And he comes up, takes the corner, And back onto the pit straight. He goes across the line and takes the checkered flag. And he takes it by 2 seconds from Dane Blackburn. Third is Richard Holmes-Williams, quite untroubled in the end. Nice little fist bump from Pete and Dane. Great respect between these riders.
Yeah, it's great respect, but I know for the Dane to be chomping at a bit for a win in the next round.
So Sam Jones, Ross Humphreys and Keir Armstrong have all crossed the line in 4th, 5th and 6th. Andrew Knight takes 7th, Gaz Roberts in 8th. And then at the back, the 3 pit bike opens of Nathan Drury across the line. And Ben Riley just behind him. That's a great celebration from Pete Ward, winning the race and enjoying himself with a wheelie.